Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Yes, it's echoey in here. Yes, I'm in a newish room. This is my witchy room, and Bo's gonna be walking loud. And I am in the process of getting it all together, but I finally painted the walls kind of a lilac color, so yes. Yes, they're so gorgeous. I could not be more happier. I feel magical in here. It just feels beautiful and divine in here, and I could not honestly ask for anything better. So in the process of still decorating and fixing everything, and once I'm like completely done with all of that process, I'm going to show kind of a video of me getting it all together. So yeah, it's not all together yet. It's fine. My hair is messy. We love it. I wanted this video to be Freya related because I haven't done one in quite a while, and I was digging through my notebooks looking for a certain experience that I wanted to share on this channel, and I didn't find the one I was looking for, but I found one that was from a year ago during around this time because it was in July. It was July 17th specifically. Today is the 7th, so 10 days from now, a year ago. Reading through this, I realized this was, okay, obviously, so I journal with composition notebooks because love these. Literally the name of this one is Healing Through Hard Times. This was through a very difficult point in my life during that time. Yeah, so this was around the time whenever I had first gotten, well, technically the second, but whatever. It was around the time whenever I got kicked out of my parents, living with my parents, and I had quit the job I was working at pretty soon after, probably a month after, if, you know, at the very least. And I had quite the profound experiences during this time. I think this is the one. If you guys get triggered by any depression stuff, probably not the best video for you to watch. I don't think there's gonna be anything too bad, but it was a very crazy time during my life. Very hard. And reading through it just kind of brought that back to me where I was like, holy shit, yeah, last year was hard for me. It was probably one of the hardest years of my life, and now looking at this time of my life, I'm doing extremely well, and I feel more successful than I ever have in my life. I feel more accepting of who I am in my life, and it's really beautiful. So this is going to be kind of a story. To give a little bit of background for this one, actually, I was obviously, like I said, I was going through depression stuff really bad, and every time I tried to meditate or to talk with Freya or to try and get her to communicate with me, the only thing I would see is like this very dark room, almost like a cavern, and I saw her standing on the other side, like on rock, on a surface, and I was in this murky, dark water, and I was just drowning, and I could not, like, get out of it. I was just drowning. I knew I was going to drown, and I saw her there standing on the other side. I knew it's her because every time I see her, her in her main form is, like, just golden, like aura or essence around her. Like I see her like that, so I saw the glow of her and then her long blonde curly hair, and she's standing on the surface watching me drown. And I remember just like every time I went into meditation, I would see that, like that's the only thing I could see, and I tried to call out to her for help, and she wouldn't respond, or if she did, it was like, you know, I can't help you, I can't do anything, and that was it. And so I was just drowning, and I would go under, and I remember like feeling myself only breathing in water and not being able to breathe. It was very difficult and very hard for me to try and go into meditation during that time because that's all I would get, and it was just hurting me more every time I tried to connect because I felt like no one was there to help me. Sorry if I get emotional. It was a whack time in my life. But July 17th, that started to change a bit. So I'm just going to kind of read some of it and then go along with my thoughts on whatever I wrote down. So July 17th of 2018. I was close. Anyways, I'm trying to turn my life back around. About a week ago, I had a visualization of myself drowning in a dark, murky river or pond. My hand is outreached to Freya, who is safe on land waiting for me. I'm screaming, asking for help, and she just watches sadly and says, "I cannot help you at this time, only you can help yourself." I cry and struggle under the waves, and eventually I'm pulled under in defeat. So yeah, like I was telling you, that was kind of what I was getting every time I went into meditation. And then this one is skipping to July 17th, the actual, because I wrote in here, skip to last night. After a difficult, I don't know how many months, I've been struggling with intense anxiety and depression. The day had been hard, me forcing myself outside of my comfort zone that entire day. As soon as I laid down, I felt the weight of the days and months. I lay there and cried, feeling the pressure I had put on myself, feeling how absolutely drained I was, feeling so much hurt and fear, so many questions bouncing off the walls of my head. Finally, after all this time, I apologized to myself. Apologized for all the pain I had put myself through, for all the terrible things I had told myself. In a vision/visualization, I saw myself in the same setting this time, except I was behind her. Her referring to Freya. I walked closer and discovered her point of view. I saw myself struggling and suffering, all the life and color drained from me, from my body and my soul. I saw what I had created for myself and felt anguish. I then held my hand out to myself, golden color meeting pale gray-brown. I pulled myself out, falling into my own embrace, exhausted, and I cry for myself. I hold myself and apologize. An immediate weight is lifted off my shoulders. Not everything, of course, but a big bunch of it. Today, I am still exhausted, but I feel a lot more capable and better about myself. Maybe in time, I can become who I want to become. Sorry if I got a bit emotional reading that, or if my voice cracked. That was a really, really dark time in my life, and I just remember after that day forward, everything changed. I learned that I couldn't expect my own goddess, my own deity, to be able to fix all my problems, and you should never place that on a god or a goddess or deity, whatever. They can't solve all your problems. Nobody can. The only person that can help you get out of situations is yourself, and realizing the things that you've let happen to yourself, the things that you've allowed to take place, even like if you want to call it your laziness, your sadness, your anger, your whatever, some of those things you've allowed yourself to feel. And at that time, and I can't say this for everyone, obviously I'm speaking from my own experience, so you know, if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay, because your life story is different than mine. But I had allowed myself to feel these things and to let them become a weight on my shoulders. And that was a very, very hard time. But I came out of it a year later. Here I am standing. In here I put, hopefully I'll become the person I want to be. And look at me a year from now. At this point, I hadn't even started my YouTube channel yet, okay? I mean, I started my channel in November. And I mean, looking back now at where I'm at right now, I am exactly where I would have wanted to be, if not even in a better place right now. There's so many things I found out about myself, so much love I've grown to have for myself. Taking the time to discover who I am and to allow myself to be who I am when the people who were closest to me didn't at the time. And realizing that that's okay, because all I needed was my self-approval and my self-love. Being the one who loved myself. That was very important. And once I figured that out, everything changed. I was able to make communication with Freya again after that point, and her and I have a great relationship, obviously. That whole memory just takes me back, because I remember pulling. I was like, it was like my higher self almost seeing myself drowning and pulling myself out. And Freya being there to be like, yes, like, you got it, you fucking got it, sister. And God, even thinking about it now, just like such an emotional, beautiful moment. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else exactly to add to that. Just that was one moment that I shared with Freya. And I mean, it wasn't even necessarily Freya, like, that did things, you know? It was just her standing and observing me grow. She was there while I was growing, you know? While I was picking myself up and being there saying, I cannot do it. You can do it. And me stepping up and rising up to do it, you know? Here we are. We are almost at 500 subscribers. Oh my God, we're halfway to 1,000, everyone. It's been such an amazing journey, and I honestly didn't think I would even get to 100. Not in a bad way, not saying anything bad to myself. I just did not. I just thought if I could just do this to talk to maybe 2 or 3 people, I would be happy. And I get to share parts of my life with all you beautiful people out there. And I couldn't be more honored. I couldn't be more happy, more proud, more excited than anybody. And I know I'm getting all gushy, so I'm gonna stop. But you guys are amazing, and if anyone like myself can get through hard times, it's definitely possible for you guys to get through hard times. So if you're going through really, really bad stuff right now, you know, especially depression and anxiety and stuff like that, know that it's gonna be okay as long as you can get through another day. Looking back now at the situation I was in versus where I am now, maybe, you know, in a year from now, a month from now, a week from now, where you're at, if you're in a bad place, in the future, you may have grown from that experience. You may have used that experience to help you. And you'll look back on those hard times and just be like, I had no idea what was coming, you know? I had no idea. How could I have known? I was in such a place. How could I have known? But looking back, you'll be all the more grateful for it, you know? And I mean, even if it's a hard time. And I guess I can't speak for everyone, but at least I can speak for myself in saying that's definitely how I feel looking back at that hard moment. And I will always keep this journal as a reminder for the pain and suffering that I went through to get to this point in my life. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. So I don't know what I hope. I just hope you guys enjoyed listening to my story, part of my story of my depression and anxiety. And it definitely hasn't gone away, you know. There's always going to be moments in my life where it comes back, and that's okay. And this journal serves as a purpose to remind me that I went through it and I am in a better place now. If I go through it again, I will be in a better place again. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it brought you something. I don't know what exactly it will bring you, but I hope it brought you something good. So, with much love and light and all the good things, I don't know. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.